Their futures have been mortgaged already. And they will do it again and again and again and again until you stop them. Until you have that courage to say, enough. Now, enough. Now, this is enough. And I will make you feel like to say enough. I don't know if you believe me, but I can make you. By showing you why you have to say enough. Now that you still have the chance. Because you may never have the chance again. Remember, the yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims, right? And what about today's today's survivors? They are the potential tomorrow's victims, remember? You may never have all the chance to procrastinate and think that you have another chance. You do not. If you don't stop these rogues, they will never stop. Listen to Shitty Man talking about Teknubu's magic. All lies, but he believes it. And there are some mumus who believe him too. I know it's annoying, but I just want you to hear it. An example of a country being led by lunatics and criminals who actually believes they are doing the right thing. Like, when you lie to yourself so many times, sometimes you begin to believe it. Oh, I have seen that happen many times. Except if you have not been following the APC. They lie to you. They gaslight you. They repeat it again and again and again. Then they start believing it. If you dare possible, now lie now, say, I'm looking for trouble. Listen to Shitty Man.
This government headed by President Tinubu is poised to redefine the meaning and concept of modern leadership. I have worked closely with him. I have seen his soul. Honestly, the president's obsession is to live in a place of glory. His obsession is to transform this country, is to catapult this nation to a higher pedestal. Beyond that, it's not about primitive capital accumulation. No, it's not about money. He has the money. But he wants to leave a legacy. A legacy of qualitative leadership. Because the hope of the black man, the hope of Africa, rests on this nation. Not on tiny Seychelles with a population of 1.4 million, no. Not even on Ghana, I'm sorry, or Sierra Leone with 4.5 million people, or Liberia, no. This is where the hope of the black man rests. And we have to make things work. And by the grace of God, with your support, I want to assure you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is one of you. He understands the ecosystem you are operating in. He empathizes with you. And all these submissions, I will make copies and oblige him with a copy each.
Our purpose with a large delegation of leaders from various sectors in the economy was to...
I told you, Nigeria is the hope of Africa. Nah, that's what Nigerians tell themselves. Even Africans will never tell you that Nigeria is their hope. Listen, are you an African watching me now? Please be honest, okay? My brother or my sister. Just say it in the comments, okay? If you're an African watching us now. Because I want to ask you a direct question now. Yeah, you. Right? Tell me. Be honest with me, okay? Is it true that Nigeria is the hope of Africa? Do you Africans, other Africans, do you see Nigeria as your hope anymore? Or do you see, sometimes this question, right, may not really sit well with the millennials, because they are not around during the Pan-Africanism of the 70s, 80s that started from the 60s and all that. There are still some generation here who are Africans, genuinely, who were looking forward to Nigeria. I'm not joking, I've heard them speak, elderly guys. But they grew up disappointed. Imagine you as a young African, from Ghana, from Guinea, from Congo, from South Africa. Those ones not like Nigerians per se, but not all of them. So here you get now. Like back in the days, like, you know, you grew up, you are like in the 70s, for example, and you are just looking at Nigeria from far, and you're looking at your country, and you are wishing, man, I wish I'm from Nigeria. I wish I'm from these people. We wish these people get it right. Or we wish that this country will be this or that. Like, there were people like that, too. Then imagine growing old. You are now in your 60s, a Ghanaian, and you have seen a lot of things happen. You've seen wars even in Ghana. You've seen wars in other countries happen. Then you look at Nigeria of your childhood, that your African childhood of looking at everything. Because you see Nigerians there, they will tell you, when they say African heroes, like Sankara of Congo, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and this or that. So they actually taught us about all these African heroes and all that. So I am saying now that take a look at yourself and say, you are in your 60s now, a Ghanaian, a Cameroonian, okay, who probably once felt like you wish you were from that place or something like that, because I've had people say that, like I said, right? And then you live your life and you are grown up now, you are so disappointed. Look at Nigeria. When we were growing up, we wished that we were Nigerians. Nigerians were even saying Ghana must go, Ghana must go, Ghana must go, Ghana must go. The day they chased the Ghanaians out of Nigeria, all orchestrated by Buhari Mumumadu. You know, it was Buhari that orchestrated Ghana must go in Nigeria. Long story, but that's not what we are here tonight. Like that, imagine. Ghana must go, Ghana must go. Now, a lot of you will prefer to live in Ghana. And you will never want them to say Nigeria must go, even though Ghana can't even say Nigeria must go. Their own case is even worse. It's worse. Ask their pastor. I know what I'm saying, right? I've seen Ghanaians online and they've complained a lot. Say, Pastor, this is worse. It is the worst we've ever seen. And I'm not joking. So you tell me, as an African, listening to me right now, tell me, Nigeria is your hope of Africa? Is Nigeria your hope? That is what Nigerians tell themselves. You see, Nigerians are kind of like a special creatures, right? We you know, we tend to want to sort of make ourselves like bigger than who we really are or truly are. And then we turn around and say, look at this small Ghana. If not because we get bad leaders. Small Ghana, they try to talk to us. Look at this small Gambia. Look at this small Kenya. Look at this small that. That's the typical Nigerian. Because they've told him that, Nigeria is a giant of Africa. Nigeria is the hope of Africa. And this idiot Nigerian could not tell himself and say, if Nigeria is the hope of Africa, what is the hope of Nigerians? Because you are from Nigeria and you can tell that, are you actually hope? So what is the hope of Nigerians if Nigeria is the hope of Africa? Nigeria will not take care of himself. That has become shame and embarrassment to the rest of Africa on so many fronts. A disappointment. The majority of them, they never shy away from saying it when they have the chance of telling us that you guys are just a big disappointment. You are so loud, but yet you are so coward before your supposed leaders. So coward to, like, you know. Anyway, let's go forward. Talking about criminals and their, what do you call it? And their abode in that contraption that has led to further the generation of humanity. I'll use that. But here is Alex Otti in America. I don't know if you're going to enjoy this, but you're going to enjoy the next one. Talking about how and what it meant when, 24 years. I want to use this as an example. I was talking about 24 years all this way, right? Now, 24 years, people destroying people were in charge of Abia State, a state in southeast of Nigeria. Like, it was pretty much like there was never a government there. Seriously, it was that bad that today, the Abians, they will celebrate like carnival because Alex Otti just packed their drainages. Say, oh my God, can you believe it? Alex Otti just packed our drainages. Do you know that we've never packed this drainage for the past 24 years? Oh my God, I'm emotional. Oh my God, Alex Otti has started the construction of a 7-kilometer road in so. Can you believe that? See, but why are you, Kenny? in Kekene, again, 7-kilometer road is how you are like, you don't understand. We used to always see them on TV from another places. We used to actually, you know what I mean? Like, that's Abia State, by the way. So he told them why. A place where 115 projects worth over 100 billion naira was awarded and paid for, but they actually don't exist. That's how they run Nigeria. From every state. North, east, west, south. Yeah, everywhere. Then they turn around and tell you, Nigeria will be great one day. In your dream. In your dream. But here.
We can assure you that we are building an enabling environment. So that enabling environment will encourage your businesses, will support your initiatives and your dreams. It's not just to come and build a house, even though we also have a project to support those who want to build homes. We have identified 2 locations where we call diaspora cities. One is around Dakar, the other one is around Dubai.
Good one, good one.
Those cities are going to be cities that people like you and I will be happy to do. So, the details we are still working on, but we have identified and actually acquired the land.
I had to share the one that is not too loud with you, but I've got another one that is so loud, and I love it that it is loud based on what he said there. That was him meeting the Abians in America, telling them, we've managed to get this awarded, we have paid for this, we have paid the outstanding pensions, gratuities, and also we are doing our best, like that, sure you get. And a lot of them, because like I said, this is not, I only used drainage and all of that. So that's not what I meant by that. I'm saying that the reason why, if 1 kilometer of road is being graded and about to be constructed, why the people of Abia State, in fact, maybe I shouldn't even be using that because it makes it look so, I think it makes the Abia people look so like too cheated or cheap. So let's say a governor is constructing, let's say, for example, 40 kilometers road now. Fair enough, 40 kilometers. Because it's not as if he's going there to construct 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers. I didn't mean it that way, okay? What I mean is that just like, using a metaphor of saying, even if you decided, if you tell them that we are buying this microphone and it's going to cost us 100 naira. Now you may go price this microphone, okay? And you realize that the microphone itself is just 70 naira. They've added extra 30 naira, okay? And then you can complain about that and say, but it's 30 naira now. Alex Otti, why are you buying it for 100 naira? Okay. In Abia State, to them now, if Alex says this microphone costs 200 naira, as long as Alex can show them the microphone he bought with 200 naira, it is a good start for them. Back then, Abia State is a state where, from 1999, successive governments there, every month, once their monthly allocation comes, they will call a meeting. They will share the money. Once they share the money, everybody will pretend that the state collected any money. I mean, workers will be waiting for their salary. They won't get it. Pensioners will be waiting for their pensions. They will never get it. The governor, the speaker, the deputy, the people in the state, they will all be acting hide and seek, or tells you that they haven't received allocation from Abuja for some certain reasons. I am saying this because I've always been following all of this myself, just like we are currently doing. So to them, if Alex says he's spending 200 naira on this, and he can show them that this is the microphone I bought with 200 naira, they are very much comfortable, and they will celebrate him, because it's a state where nobody gives a damn about them. A state that the state governor, in his own empowerment, see, healthcare, listen, this one is Ikpeazu, the guy before him. Healthcare in Abia State, they have what they call support for mother, maternity support. So if you give birth in Abia State, or your wife or your sister or anybody gives birth in Abia State, they have an healthcare policy, Ikpeazu, to give your family 500 naira. And that is from the government as a maternity support. He brags about it. He's so happy that he's doing it. He said to people, people needed money, they needed food. And now, if they have food, what are they going to cook with it? The state governor, this Ikpeazu guy, had to go and hire fuel tankers, kerosene tankers, and he was sharing kerosene to people as empowerment by himself. And he was so proud. That was the state of Abia State. So if you see them celebrate painting and cleaning, it's because somebody says, we are going to clean and repaint this place and renovate it. Then the following 2-3 days, or let me say a month or two after that, the place has been renovated. The place has been cleaned up. It's really, so somebody can say you will do something and you will do it. So for now, to majority of them, it's actually not about the cost now. Okay? And I'm saying this because you know me now, I kind of monitor everybody, but here is Alex Otti. And listen to this very well, okay? I want you to listen to this, not just listen to Abia. I want you to picture 36 other places, 36 other states. That is 35 states and the FCT Abuja, where similar thing is playing out. And tell me, how do you think the people will survive this? This is no longer about Tifnubu and his boys at the top. Oh. This is now about others at the component part of the Nigeria, who are bleeding the country like, say, tomorrow, no day, and there is nobody holding them responsible. Yaya Bello is still on the run. See what Ikpeazu, according to Alex Otti, did with monies that went miss or kept flying.
Talking about corruption, I had set up a forensic audit as soon as I took over last year in Abia. And so that there won't be any argument, I called in one of the top 3 audit firms in the world. And not too long ago, they turned in their report. And some of the things in the report are frightening. So, some 9.3 billion naira was paid to 7 contractors for contracts that were not executed at all up to today. Another 15.9 billion naira, almost 16 billion, was paid to 63 contractors with no supporting documents anywhere in the state. Another 12 billion naira was paid to 2 contractors for contracts that do not exist. Out of this figure, 10 billion naira was on September 25, 2020. And that is almost 4 years. Paid to some contractor for the construction of Abia State Airport. We have spent time trying trying to locate the airport. Up till now, we have failed. In fact, one of my aides told me the other day that maybe we are using native intelligence to look for the airport, that we should seek artificial intelligence. So as we continue to look for our airport, we have also involved security agencies to help us search. And so that's just an example of what typically happens. And when you juxtapose that with pensions that were lying unpaid for about 10 years and salary arrears, just one on this heading, the 10 billion that was spent to build a non-existent airport was exactly the amount of money that our government used to take up the pension arrears.
And it is true. It is not new. You see, as he's saying all of that, I promise you, there are few people inside that hall that will just be like, oh, Benny, this story, Joe, you go and do your own, stop complaining, because you self go steal your own. That is a typical Nigerian for you. A typical Nigerian doesn't want to see the damages this is. No, well, my ego, they are all the same, Joe. Even Alex Otti himself go do his own. So what will happen to this one that has, I mean, Alex Otti is here to do his own, Abi. What happened to this one that we just heard? Well, my God, they are all the same, Jare. Go kill them. Typical Nigerians are not really interested in the ones caught. Because to them, the person that is catching the other, they too will end up being hunted. So to them, well, this one is not an issue. They are not interested. They are not. Okay, fine. I agree with you. They are he's a thief. But even Alex Otti himself don't they steal money now? No, I know that. Oh, you do? Could you please give that to us now, since you do know? I read it online now that he himself has been inflating. Do you know how much money he spent in the house budget? You know how much money he budgeted for the state house? And I saw that he's spending over 2 billion over this. You know what I mean? That all of that is to tell you, leave him alone, that he used 10 billion to construct non-existing airports. Let's leave that. Let's face this one too. It is the same mentality. When somebody will tell you, oh my, I don't like Tifnumbu, I don't like APC. But when hey, Showore is more dangerous than APC. How? I just know it. Showore will be more dangerous than them. Showore will be shaking. How? You haven't seen anything to show that, right? But you are convinced. So, I know that Tinubu is corrupt. We all know Tinubu is corrupt. Tinubu is this or that. But Tinubu is better. Peter Obi is worse. Kiniko will be worse. I can never trust. That's somebody who is a victim of the same people that he will tell you. I know they are bad, but that one is worse. That will be worse. I know it. It's the way he talks. How is it going to be worse? I know the way he talks. It's going to be worse. So you are scared of Showore more than you should be scared for those ones who have put you in this situation. It is a Nigerian way. Are you with me? They are more scared, according to them, of anyone that stands against or stand up against their oppressors. They will admit, all of them now, all of them together. Why are you interested in the Olori Buruku then? Because he doesn't trust the non-Olori Burukus. He is so used to the Olori Burukus. And you telling him to go and try those who are not Olori Burukus. No, he is afraid of non-Olori Burukus. So he prefers the Olori Burukus. That is a typical Nigerian. Share you get. In don't steal your own. We know say yourself go see your own. Just do something for people and forget this whole story. All this in a story. It is always a story to the victim.